I'm English and can't buy jack. Any advice? They are asking for a driver's license or passport now. Now, this is an issue of KYC. That just means know your client or know your customer, and this helps to prevent money laundering. But the issue with that is that it doesn't really stop the big crimes or the billion-dollar hacks because, like those North Korean hackers, they're just buying out KYC accounts and getting away with it. So KYC just prevents regular people from investing in crypto. So if you're from the US, the UK, or a restrictive country, you're going to want to watch this video. If you're with the authorities, no, you don't want to watch this video. This is all just information that is publicly available on the internet. And we're going to play by the rules here and keep things cool. But this video is just really about where the opportunities are if you want to get started in investing in crypto and the limitations with each option. All right, with that, let's get started. Number one, Coinbase. If you are going to get started using cryptocurrency, Coinbase is a pretty good place to start, and it's available to most countries. It does require KYC, which is your passport or driver's license, and they have over 300 trading pairs against the US dollar, which just means that's about 300 different cryptocurrencies you can trade from. But the problem with Coinbase is that there are limited products available that are available on other exchanges, and you're kind of coming to a lot of these cryptocurrencies late, whereas other exchanges will list this months or even years before Coinbase. Users of those other exchanges have the advantage of being early, which can mean more profits. So that's the pros and cons of Coinbase. But if you're new to crypto and just getting started, a site like Coinbase is pretty good because there are a lot of options out there, and being able to use Coinbase means you can withdraw some of those cryptocurrencies and can get you started into the DeFi world, which opens up everything, which unlocks everything, and it is a lot more complicated and dangerous, but yeah, you kind of have to ease into that world. Now, one of the top international exchanges out there is Binance, and this is not available if you're from the US, and there is a tricky way to get access, but it's going to cost some money because Binance provides a lot of other features like P2P trading, trading bots, futures, ways to earn interest on your cryptocurrency that is already available through their platform. But that's not available to you as a US resident because of legal restrictions, and you're going to have to do some tricks without the shame if you want to get access to Binance. Which countries allow you to buy a passport and for how much? So there is citizenship by investment programs, and the cost will vary depending on the country, and this will get you a passport. So in the Caribbean, Antigua and Barbuda, I don't know how to say that. I've never been there. So please excuse that. $100,000 for a single applicant. Dominica, $200,000. Grenada, $220,000. St. Kitts and Nevis, $250,000. In Europe, there's Malta for 750,000 euro. Cyprus, 2.5 million. This is insane. Vanuatu, $150,000. Basically, if you have money, you can buy a passport. These restrictions to the crypto exchanges don't really matter. And that's kind of the problem here. It's really affecting just regular people that want to get started in crypto. And a much more budget-friendly option is the Palau ID, which is $248 for the first year. I made a video about this in the past, and it's effective. It doesn't exactly work for Binance, but it does work for other exchanges like BitGet, Bybit, OKX, and I was able to use my Palau ID to get access to those centralized exchanges. Now, I just have to say, if you do register for a Palau ID, do not follow the instructions from my previous video covering all of that about a year ago, where I said you can use the government's office address. No, they got mad at me for saying that because they've been getting a lot of junk mail. So yeah, don't do that and come up with maybe a hotel's address. I don't know. I'm not going to give any advice on that. Now, with this Palau ID, they actually haven't improved any of the features for the last year, so you don't actually get an address yet. I think they're still working and building that out. But if you are going to apply for it, you do get a physical ID. It is $248 for the first year, and the price goes up if you want it more than 1 year. But sometimes you just have to KYC for an exchange one time, and they don't ask you to re KYC maybe until 3 to 5 years down the line. That actually happened for one of my accounts, and yeah, been pretty good for now. So maybe you just need 1 year, and you could always add on later in the future if that's what you need. Now, that's just to say that there are legal ways to get an international passport or a digital residency in another country so you can get access to these international centralized exchanges because they have more features, more coins, and more opportunity, but also more risk. So remember, if you are trading on an exchange, that you should withdraw those coins, have them in your account, because if the exchange collapses, you lose that cryptocurrency. And that's been the case with FTX and other crypto exchanges that have collapsed, and it can take years to recover a portion of those funds. Now that you're familiar with some of the risk, let's take a look at some crypto exchanges that are no KYC. Now, CoinMarketCap has over 200 different crypto exchanges that they've listed, and some of them have no KYC. Now, the more popular ones are Bitmart and MEXC, but your experience might vary depending on what you're going to do on those exchanges. Because sometimes if you are going to invest in some coins there, they might not have the best liquidity. You might spend $100 on a coin and that coin's price goes up by 10%, which is terrible. Like for $100, the price should not change that significantly. That's just to say you'd probably have a better experience in DeFi than using a centralized exchange. Now, if you are looking for a no KYC exchange, I can recommend Weeks. I met them at Token 2049. They kind of won me over by giving me free stuff, and then I got more familiar with the product, and they've been in crypto for like 6 or 7 years already. They just haven't had much of a presence in the English speaking side of the world, and now they are expanding. So I'd say give them a shot, but again, understand those risks. But why wait for an exchange to collapse to lose all your money when you can lose all your money instantly in DeFi? So DeFi means decentralized finance, and it gives the most opportunity and the most risk. With DeFi, if you have cryptocurrency, you can invest in anything. Everything is based on smart contracts, it's based on programming, and you don't have to go through KYC, you don't have to provide an identity, but you also don't get the same safety, the same insurance, the same regulations when it comes to a centralized exchange. So there are risks involved on both sides, but DeFi, much more risky. Now, if you're new to crypto, DeFi might not make any sense at first because it kind of means a lot of things all at once. It's kind of like saying investing. Like, what does that mean? How do you use it? So when it comes to DeFi, that's decentralized finance, you would start on any blockchain of your choice, and there are hundreds and thousands of different blockchains, but some of the top ones you can find on DeFi Llama, which just kind of gives you a lot of different information. And let's say you believe in Sui, you can look into their ecosystem, you can see the protocol rankings, and you would be able to get started on any of these decentralized applications, from decentralized exchanges to lending to liquid staking to yield aggregators and more. So when it comes to a specific blockchain like Sui, you would need the Sui coin to pay for gas fees in that exchange. Because once you can cover the cost of gas, you can do anything inside that ecosystem DeFi related. So DeFi kind of means a lot of different things. If you are interested in getting started in DeFi, let me know in the comments what specifically, and I can make a video about that pretty quickly, or maybe we'll just do like a live stream and just jump into a lot of different stuff. So DeFi provides a lot of different opportunities, especially airdrops, which I've covered on this channel a couple times. And airdrops are just you using protocols early and being rewarded for that. In a way, it's free money, and that can be pretty lucrative if the airdrop is valuable enough and there isn't a lot of competition. if you are going to get into DeFi, how do you actually get money into the DeFi worlds? How do you bring your US dollars that are in your hand or in your bank accounts and turn that into cryptocurrency? So you would need to do P2P trading or peer-to-peer. And there is a site that I actually haven't used, but I've seen and sounds pretty promising. Again, I really can't recommend it until I try it, and I can't try it unless I'm in the US, which I'm not at the moment. And that's because you can use Venmo. So you can use Venmo, Garanti, or Revolut, and they have these liquidity pools where you would send money through your Venmo accounts to a specific address, and then in return, you'd be able to get USDC. Now, USDC is a stable coin. It is a cryptocurrency that exists on Ethereum and many other blockchains. I think with ZK P2P, they might just be operating on Ethereum at the moment. I haven't used it, but there are a lot of different P2P sites, and I do like the idea of a liquidity pool because if you just jump into P2P trading on any typical platform, there's so many warnings, there's so many scams, and if you're not familiar with it, you're absolutely going to get scammed. And let's say you just want to make money providing a service to people, you might want to be a P2P trader. You just might want to help people trade from US dollars to crypto or crypto to US dollars. And with P2P trading, you can charge your own fees and make income that way. All right, the real easy way is just to use Coinbase or a major centralized exchange that works with your bank account, because then you just buy cryptocurrency with your bank account funds, and then you can withdraw that cryptocurrency and bring that into the DeFi world. So P2P trading is only if you don't want to provide your identity, which you've probably already done with Venmo or any of the related banking services. Also, when it comes to DeFi and crypto, you might need a VPN. Now, I'm not advertising any VPN. I've made a couple videos in the past of what I use. I use TorGuard and Deeper Network. But when it comes to using these DeFi applications or any kind of crypto app, you might need a VPN if you live in the US. Due to the regulations there, a lot of these protocols, front ends, their websites, they have to ban US IP addresses because that's pretty much the bare minimum you have to do to prevent US users. Now, what happens if a US user uses a VPN to access that site? Well, they get access to that site. That's pretty much it. I don't think anyone goes to jail. I haven't heard anything about that, but use it at your own discretion if you feel comfortable doing that. I'm just saying people use VPNs to access things. Let's say you can legally access it, but they restrict a US IP address. Then the only way around that is to use a VPN. All right, so we went over a lot of different things, and I know it was pretty brief. If you're looking for more details on anything, let me know in the comments and I can make a more detailed video. But if you are a US investor or a UK investor, there are limited opportunities unless you figure out the ways to get to those opportunities. So with the current markets, it seems like things are getting bullish, and this is kind of the best opportunity to be in crypto, even if it's just holding the major coins like Bitcoin and Ethereum, which do very well long term, while many of the small market cap coins do not. And if you're new to crypto, I would just focus on being patient, learning a lot, and being active and getting these airdrops if you don't have a lot of funds to invest, because they teach you how to use crypto and you get rewarded for it. And if any of those protocols really take off, then it can become very lucrative. All right, if this video was helpful, you know what to do. And with that, I hope you got your full value for today.